Now, this next guy, he's a cracker. I first met him, he sneaked into my emails as, "Do you would like a coffee break with Justice?" I was like, "Yeah, why not? He looks all right." So when I went in the webinar, I would say he's the most well-spoken pre-sales technical consultant I ever met. An introvert, an extrovert, I don't know what you want to call him, but he is a great guy. And then I had the privilege of meeting him in person a couple of weeks ago at a Sage conference. I think he's like maybe the co-founder of Sage because he's got Sage in his surname. But he won't tell me that. I'm still on the mission to uncover that. But I'd like to introduce you, my brother from another mother, Justice.
Thanks for that introduction, Phil. You just set the bar way, way too high. Now I've got so much pressure to deliver. Thank you all. It's been a pleasure to spend the last 2 and a bit days in Melbourne with you. This is the first corporate event I've been to where I've worn a plastic Viking hat and got to spend an evening at a blacksmith. So my wife doesn't believe what I'm telling her. I had to follow up with photos for her to actually believe me. Look, I've spent the last 9 years working with finance teams across the Australia-New Zealand region, helping them leverage technology to do things better. And I think one of the key things that's been really exciting for me with this conference so far is just watching how all the different technologies are kind of working towards a common North Star of helping their clients do things better, automate processes, and speed up the impact that the use of those tools can have within the organization. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is just a bit of color around what we are doing as Sage in this same space. So we tend to operate with the back office, really boring finance systems, and it's been interesting watching over the 9 years the role of the finance team change from just being this team that were bean counters, making everyone's life difficult, adding all these loopholes when you try to spend money or build a business, to really being a business partner that's helping drive businesses forward. And the technology behind that is really important. For us, construction is a really important industry. We've spent the last 50 years working within the construction industry. You can just imagine how vast the technology has shifted over that time. A lot of the technology that we've sold in over these years are no longer available. They've since become redundant and have been replaced with more modern technology. But the history and the learning that we've had over these last 50 years translates into the newer technologies that we have available for our clients today. So we have over 50,000 clients around number of 27 different countries leveraging our construction technology. In North America, some of the top-tier construction firms are quite heavily represented in our tech stack in this area. And they're quite delighted. We often get rated as the number one system when it comes to construction management technology. Before I get into the technology, I just wanted to spend a moment talking about some of the common challenges that we often hear from our clients as we speak to them. We tend to run surveys and just understand what's really topical for the clients that we work with. And the 4 common challenges that we keep hearing over and over from construction organizations is firstly financial blind spots. Now, we've all seen in the news in the last few years construction companies really struggling and unfortunately a few going belly up just as a result of running into some unseen financial difficulties. A lot of this is hard to avoid if you have systems that don't actually give you that level of visibility, and you end up with projects that cost overrun and in a world of trouble. The workforce has also been a big challenge for organizations with inefficiencies, complex business processes around your retention management, your billing, your overhead allocation. And then really importantly, with all these knock-on challenges, especially if you're running legacy technology that does not integrate with each other, you end up with siloed information that makes it really difficult to address some of these root causes. It's hard to deal with your financial blind spots if your data is siloed across multiple systems and you have to bring it together into Excel. And the knock-on impact of that is organizations start to suffer from stunted growth, without the resources they need to invest in growing the organization to the next level. So what we find is really critical to helping address a lot of these challenges is kind of taking a step back and understanding where your business is at and what the technology is that you're currently leveraging, and having a look at what's available in market to help take your organization to that next level. We find that the finance system is often a really fundamental engine in making all of that possible. From what you've seen so far with some of the vendors that have come up to speak, they all integrate back to the ERP system, and it really goes to show how important that core ERP system is for the success of any organization. For our construction clients specifically, we find that some of the fundamental requirements of an ERP system to be successful is to first support really strong multi-entity and consolidation management. It then needs to address your compliance, and then really importantly, help you get that operational level visibility around your projects, their costings and profitability. So here at Sage, our ERP system is fairly new. It's called Sage Intacct. Even though it's new, Intacct has been around for about 20 years, which is relatively new compared to some of the other tech that we've had. We are still leveraging that 50-year legacy that we've had in the construction space to build out construction capability on the Intacct platform. Some of the key capabilities that we provide here is our fully cloud-based financial management system. And the really key benefit of having a cloud-based financial management system here is it's ready to start to tap into some of that exciting power that you've seen demonstrated on this stage today with technology like Salesforce for your CRM, accounts payable automation engines, and then really importantly, the artificial intelligence engines that are now available for you to start taking advantage of. So with that, we're able to provide unmatched construction financial management depth, really helping organizations deal with some of those financial blind spots that can get you in trouble. Our clients often rate us quite highly on independent rating sites. I'm going to be a bit modest and not take you into too much detail about that. I'll save that for my sales colleagues. If I firstly just highlight some of the key benefits of the cloud capability that our technology provides, by being able to have a system that's available through any mobile device from any location means that we can actually start to surface real-time visibility and have people put in data on site without having to come in and do it after their work is done as a bit of an afterthought. You can start to capture real-time information, real-time data, and start to surface back real-time visibility for those stakeholders who need it. And this allows us to start to stay focused on growing the business as opposed to you having to worry about maintaining servers, do backups, and manage the security of that platform. In the current climate, as Shrad has just spoken about, AP is such a big area of fraud at the moment. We're also seeing so much stress for organizations trying to run their own servers and keep them safe from all these external attacks, right? So by being able to take that burden off your shoulders allows you to really focus on your business and what you're good at instead of trying to basically do what a software vendor should be able to do for you. Now this allows you to start to maintain data integrity and have synchronizations across different systems. While the new technology around artificial intelligence is quite exciting and offers opportunities for us to dramatically automate our day-to-day tasks, the quality of the data that we're training our models on is really, really important. And the ability to sync as much information into the finance system to tell a holistic story, the smarter those AI engines will become and the more helpful they can be to your organization. So in terms of core capabilities, what we provide here is an end-to-end solution that will take care of everything from your day-to-day accounting and reporting requirements all the way to your more operational aspects around managing projects, managing inventory for those projects, and so forth. What our clients are then able to start to benefit from is really starting to track at a very granular level the performance of individual projects and activities within those projects. This starts to provide the ability to start to reduce some overruns costs and make sure that projects remain profitable and pick up very quickly when things start to go south, instead of finding out months later once a project is wound up. We can then surface real-time dashboards and reports and allow our operational colleagues like project managers see those KPIs that really matter to them. I often find that the finance teams that I work with before Intact, the finance team is so busy with their day-to-day, all they can produce is reports in Excel, and they pass those on to stakeholders in the organization who may not necessarily be able to make sense of just numbers on a big spreadsheet. So being able to provide those real-time visibility in a manner that makes sense to stakeholders allows them to quickly investigate and pick up any outliers that they need to address. And that then starts to provide dashboards and reports that are actually actionable to the different stakeholders. And I just have up on screen an example of what some of the dashboarding capability looks like. Across the top there, you'll see their numbers in boxes, and some of them have green arrows and red arrows pointing up and down, showing a bit of a visualization. This is something that we call our scorecards, and it basically summarizes what would be a big financial statement into one key number with an arrow to show if it's moving in the right direction or not, prompting the user to drill down and investigate further. I kind of took this for granted for a while until a few weeks ago I was speaking to a client who had a member of their team that was colorblind. And they'd struggled for years to try and find ways to make information accessible to this one colleague. And the scorecards really came to life. So they set up this dashboard full of scorecards for this one particular colleague that allows them to basically enjoy the same level of experience that the broader team was able to enjoy. I won't bore you with this, but just a few testimonials that our clients have provided from using the platform. We often hear stories about streamlining processes, and then really importantly, that buys back time for the finance team, time that they can then invest sitting with stakeholders in the business, helping them make decisions and become that trusted business partner. Now, the finance system is a really critical component of the overall technology stack for a construction company. But really importantly, there's the operational side of the business. And the operational system needs to be tied in very tightly to the finance system. And to that extent, here at Sage, we have what we call Sage Construction Management, which is, think about it as your front-end operational system as a home builder, for example, where we can set up all those different projects, manage contracts, do all your scheduling, manage safety, quality, and collaboration. And all of that feeds back into your finance system in real time at the relevant integration points, allowing everyone from the organization to sing off the same hymn sheet without having to manually capture data across multiple systems. Okay. What our customers tell us is just the benefit of having that end-to-end cloud system, allowing them to start to be more efficient across the organization, and making sure that their projects can actually run successfully all the way from initiation through to completion. So while we take care of a lot of that construction management capability, we understand that you'll never find one development team that can build everything, right? You'll never find that knowledge of all aspects of business. And there is a time and place for an ecosystem. And that's something that's really important to, probably take note of as well here at Forge. There's a number of different vendors, and they play specific roles in the broader ecosystem. So with that taken into account, here at Sage, we integrate to a multitude of operational systems, and a lot of these logos will be familiar for you in this room. And this allows you to have that opportunity to really pick and choose the right tech stack for your organization, depending on where you are on your growth journey. I've done enough talking, so I'm going to stop now, and I'll let someone else walk us through a brief demonstration of the Sage Intacct platform.
Welcome to our demonstration of Sage Intacct Construction, the only native cloud construction financial management solution from the preferred provider of financial applications by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants. In this video, we will explore how Sage Intacct Construction can help construction companies streamline processes and improve profitability. The personal dashboard displays real-time metrics that are relevant to your role, so you can monitor your daily activities. Combining various components, these dashboards are easy to customize based on your security privileges and can be copied and shared with other users as needed. Performance cards offer quick insights into key metrics. They allow you to drill down into deeper detail to help drive data-driven decision-making. You can use standard financial graphs or create custom data visualizations, which can be added to a personal dashboard or displayed independently. As a native cloud solution, Sage Intacct Construction is accessed from a web browser on nearly any modern device with an internet connection. Automatic updates ensure you are using the latest and greatest with the most current features and functionality available. Security settings determine what information each user can access to keep the data you need at your fingertips and the data you don't out of reach. In this example, we have access to all business entities or companies. However, in this tab, we are logged in as a project manager with access only to information concerning the jobs we are responsible for. Here, we can see only 2 of the other entities. But when logged in as the CFO, we have full visibility across all business entities, including those in different countries with different currencies. We can also open data for another business entity in a separate tab, allowing us to work in 2 different business entities at once. At the top of the drop-down list, we see an entity titled Top Level. Underneath is a list of all other entities we manage. Each of these entities can be managed independently, or we can share the data and attributes with some or all other entities if needed. This multi-entity structure allows us to establish a common vendor or customer file, or even a general ledger chart of accounts at the top level. We can then share those files with other entities, which allow us to eliminate duplicate accounts or any conflicting information. This also allows us to automate key intercompany transactions between related entities, which can help expedite month-end close. By setting up a table of the general ledger accounts containing the due to and due from relationships between various entities, the system automatically knows when resources of one entity are charged against another entity. Sage Intacct Construction will automatically generate the appropriate journal entry for each entity involved. This automated intercompany accounting feature helps generate current and accurate consolidated financial statements on demand. Sage Intacct customers have reported a reduction in month-end close time of up to 50%, in addition to 40% efficiency gains in accounts receivable and accounts payable processes. There are several intuitive ways to navigate the features of Sage Intacct Construction. Navigation by menu items allows us to visit the main menu, then a submenu, and even another submenu to find the features we need and explore the system more fully. We can also learn to navigate the system using the process map, which provides graphic instructions of the steps to carry out certain tasks. This star here shows us the favorite features we have saved, making it easy to navigate directly to those we use most frequently without having to click through a series of menu options. To add features to our favorites list, we simply find them on the dashboard here and click the star icon beside them. This allows us to personalize our account and streamline workflows with instant access to the key features we need. Similarly, bookmarks take us to the tasks we have worked on, such as a recent job or record. Bookmarks simplify the search for recent or routinely accessed records without having to scour the system for the record you need. By allowing you to save a report for future use, bookmarks help you save time and effort by ensuring you won't have to go back and start from scratch each time. At the top of the dashboard, we see a row of filters. Dashboards can feature a date filter and 3 additional filters known as dimensions, which we will examine in greater detail later. Dimensions define the who, what, and where of the story. This allows us to filter our dashboard view by specific location, job, or customer. Sage Intacct Collaborate speeds up internal communications, allowing information to be shared with other users in real time, and keeps everyone up to date with the latest project developments. Collaborate is an internal messaging and notification system for all system users. By seamlessly integrating with Salesforce and email accounts, Collaborate allows us to stay within one system to find the information we need. Each collaboration feed can be tagged to an accounting transaction. For example, this collaboration feed shows a string of messages relating to a missing interim lien waiver for an invoice. Clicking this link, the system takes us directly to the invoice transaction. The bottom of the invoice displays any associated collaboration messages and documents attached by the sender. As we enter this invoice, we notice there is no attached lien waiver, so we send a collaborate message to our colleague asking him to call the subcontractor and request it. Upon receiving the lien waiver, he replies with a scanned image of the document. We can now open the lien waiver, verify it, then take the invoice off hold and mark it as paid. Collaborate empowers us and our other users to work more efficiently across the entire organization, regardless of role or location. Using this innovative forum for shared insights, expertise, and new ideas, we can now carry out our roles with better efficiency. Reports are perhaps the most powerful time-saving dashboard component within Sage Intacct Construction. As a result of the associated gains in efficiency, Sage Intacct customers have been able to devote as much as 75% more time to activities such as business analysis and strategy. Over time, companies generate many standard and custom reports. When opening the top-level entity, we see a number of key reports which provide us with real-time information on important metrics. Here we can see a standard financial report which shows a profit and loss statement across a 12-month period. We can print this report, export it to Excel, or email it directly to the desired recipient. We can also drill down for more detail if needed. Let's say we have a query about utilities and facilities. Following this link tells us more about one of these transactions, or a group of transactions, by displaying who the vendor was, when it took place, and so forth. We can change the general ledger account, edit this transaction, and repost it if we have the security rights to do so. If not, we can send a message to the CFO via Collaborate if something needs to be corrected. Dimensions allow us to tell the story of a transaction. With 12 dimensions available in Sage Intacct Construction, we can easily customize each transaction to meet specific requirements. Our previous example shows department and location as key dimensions, but we can also add an employee dimension to see which employee might be responsible for any errors. The general ledger account number is an important element of a financial transaction. It allows us to classify the transaction in the general ledger as an asset, liability, revenue, or expense. But this only tells us part of the story. It does not tell us who it was for, what it was for, or even where it occurred. Sage Intacct Construction has 12 dimensions that can be easily customized to meet specific reporting requirements. They can be used to classify accounting transactions as they are entered, allowing for a simplified, modern chart of accounts. The reporting tools in Sage Intacct Construction allow us to create custom reports which give us an overview of the key information that we, our colleagues, and stakeholders need to see at a glance. These include the Financial Report Writer, where users can create and edit standard financial reports such as income statements and balance sheets, and Custom Reports, which analyze or highlight key business metrics such as revenue or expenses by project. These tools also include the Custom Report Writer, which provides a step-by-step guide to building custom reports. Finally, we have the Interactive Custom Report Writer, designed for users with more advanced report writing skills to bring advanced business intelligence capabilities to transactional analysis. Sage Intacct Construction combines the proven Sage Intacct platform with over 40 years of experience serving the construction industry. This native cloud solution helps users navigate the complex demands and nuances of construction financial management, enabling you to make better informed decisions, keep stakeholders advised, and increase the overall value of the business. For a customized demonstration or to learn more about Sage Intacct Construction, please get in touch with our product team.
That's a really sexy marketing video. Good work. Yeah, thank you. The first question I have is, what factors do businesses consider when selecting an ERP such as Sage Intacct?
Yeah, so a lot of the clients that we tend to work with, changing ERPs is never an easy process to do. So people tend to hold it off until the auditors or someone forces them to do something, or they've won a massive job and their current systems are just absolutely falling apart. That's when people tend to do something. So the clients that I've found have a lot of success are the ones who actually stop and think about both their business today, but where they're looking to go in the next 4 or 5 years, and make a decision on a system that's going to support them on that growth journey, as opposed to just addressing a problem today. So the answer to find what the right system is should often start with internally looking at your business and where you're looking to go, and really partnering with a solution that's here for the long run, that's really going to be able to invest in helping you on that growth journey.
Excellent answer. Is there any emerging trends do you see in the future shaping, the ERP space?
Yeah, I think for us here at Sage, one of the biggest opportunities that we are seeing is with the advent of artificial intelligence and probably now the ability to integrate even more systems than we've ever been able to do in the past. We're seeing a real opportunity to start to automate more and more tasks, right? So I mentioned yesterday our North Star as a business is to get to a point where we can eliminate the month-end close. We're not quite there yet, but that is kind of the North Star that we're working towards. And the reason that is so important is we often find a lot of the reporting and insights that an organization needs cannot happen until the month end is closed. Otherwise, anything you're looking at before that point is just preliminary data. So you have to get to month end for us to start actually getting some meaningful insights of how the business has performed. So if we can shorten that month end process and basically eliminate, have a continuous close as the end goal, then it means we can actually start to provide real-time insights that actually mean something and can be relied upon for decision making. So that's kind of where I see the world going with ERP.
And then we all have it in our head with Neuralink, yeah? Maybe. Now, as the first Sage Viking, any other highlights from the Forward Summit conference have you experienced?
I think the highlight for me has been, and this may sound a bit pandering, but just hanging out with Courtney and the team and really feeling the community vibe that's been built around not just this event, but the connection ecosystem. That's probably been my biggest highlight. I think it really goes to show the fact that there's a strong understanding in this room that, for us to delight customers and make sure that organizations can be successful, it's pointless to try go it solo and try and hard sell our software to our clients, but taking a more of a community approach and really understanding what the business outcomes are, we can actually pull together a solution. And if it's coming from such a tight-knit community, I think it really shapes up customers for success. So I really love that.
That's excellent. Any questions in the crowd? Okay, we've got one Viking lady over there.
Thanks. Before my question, I just made a note for myself. I really wanted to say thank you to Sranda. I really enjoyed Trailed. Last presentation was beautiful. Thank you. Also, Justice, thanks for coming, both yesterday and today. And my question for you is, the presentation is great, the video is great, and I know Sage. Sage is a beautiful, fantastic product. But what are the limitations and challenges and struggles or weak points that you currently have, that Sage currently has, and what future plans does Sage have to rectify them and overcome them in future, please?
Yeah, so I'll probably focus my response around the construction space. That's probably more relevant for this room. We do sell our ERP to a number of different industries, and construction happens to be one of those industries that we sell into. I think a big challenge for us has just been our brand presence. So while we've been in construction for a long time with our legacy technology, Sage Intacct in construction in Australia is fairly new. We've only been in market for the last 4 years. So trying to get our brand out there and make customers aware of the presence and the technology is one of the biggest challenges. And then secondly, from a technological perspective, We're rebuilding the ecosystem that we've had for many, many years with our legacy technology. So, for example, the integration with Connection, which we're really excited about, has just been finalized quite recently. And we're looking to build more and more of those types of relationships with front-end operational systems in order to round out a holistic solution for clients in niche areas.
Excellent. I'm afraid we're out of time, and we're going to miss you, Justice. Thank you for coming down. Can I give a hand to everyone for Justice? Thank you.